Hello! Today I've got a library haul for you, which is probably a bit ambitious. I got 7 library books 2 days ago, and I don't think I'll be able to read them all in February, so I'll just show you what I got. The first one I got was A Summer of Drowning from John Burnside. I've been meaning to pick up The Dumb House, which seems to be really hyped on YouTube, and I think it sounds pretty cool, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I thought it was really cool that my library actually had A Summer of Drowning. It sounds really good as well. It's a mystery novel centered around 2 boys that go missing, and the main protagonist, Liv, she tries to figure out if they've just gone missing, drowned by somewhat natural reasons, or whether there's an evil spirit behind it all, because she grew up hearing about stories that spirits were real and actually could take lives. I don't know, it sounds pretty dark, but maybe I'm also really influenced by this black and white cover, I don't know. The next one I got, I think sounds kind of similar. Called Diving Bells by Lucy Wood, and this one also has fairy tale magical aspects in it. I think it's actually a collection of 12 short stories, although they all seem to be connected by similar themes, set on the coast of Cornwall, I believe. The title, Diving Bells, made me think of the diving bell and the butterfly, I think. Somehow, I don't know, that was my association. I thought if the title means for me to have that association and it also has fairy tale aspects in it, then that can only mean good things. And the third one, that also seems to play on this magical realism theme of these 3 books, is the Merman by, I don't know, Carl-Johan Vallgren, or I mean, it's translated from Swedish, so maybe it's also Carl-Johan Vallgren or something like that. I don't know, sorry. And this centres around a girl called Nella, who seems to be leading a pretty shabby teenage life. Her brother Robert is getting bullied at school, and she is trying to take care of him, trying to take care of herself. But obviously she's much too young to really be responsible for that much. I mean, the synopsis on the back makes it sound like she turns to a friend for help, and him and his brothers, either they are mermen, or they're hiding one, or maybe it's all just one big surreal story and there's no merman at all. I'm not sure about this one. I tend to quite like books that have, this sounds really bad, but some topics of neglect and children having to fend for themselves. But at the same time, I usually don't like books that have too much of a child narrator. Quite often I don't enjoy the sort of childlike outlook on things. I like it to be a bit more mature. I don't know. Maybe, what do you think? Is this really worth it, or should I put this on the lesser priority list for the month? The next 2 books I got was one, The Yellow Birds by Kevin Powers, which is obviously written by Kevin Powers, who is a war veteran from Iraq, but he's also a poet. I'm hoping that this is a bit more of a poetic outlook on this sort of war topic. On the whole, I'm not too keen on sort of war novels. This might be a good one that will force me to go outside of my comfort zone a little bit, which is cool. And the other one is The Bookkeep Thief by Markus Zusak, which I've heard plenty of good things about. People really seem to love this book. I don't know if I even have to say that much about it. Set in Nazi Germany in 1939, follows a young girl called Lise, who is taken in by foster parents and is taught all about sort of the magic of books and literature by a Jewish man who they hide. So I'm curious about this one. I have high hopes, which is good because it's quite chunky, over 500 pages. with library books, you always have a bit more of a push to actually get done with them all. So we'll see if I can manage that. So the last two were, one was We Are All Made of Glue by, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Lewycka, something like that. I read the plot. I hadn't heard of this book, but it really reminded me of A Man Called Ove, which I read last month or so, and really, really liked. And this is about a young woman, Georgie, who just recently broke up with her boyfriend and everything's not going very well. Oh no, she even divorced her husband, so, you know, that's worse. And she bonds with her slightly annoying elderly neighbour, Mrs. Shapiro, and yeah, things unfold from there. And the last one I got might not really be anything for all the English natives out there, but it's Diesseits von Eden by Wladimir Kaminer. And to console everyone who doesn't feel like fighting through a German book, which I wouldn't recommend if you don't speak German, he does have his most well-known book, Russendisko, has been translated. So that's Russendisko, I think, in English. And he's a Russian-born author who emigrated to Berlin when the wall came down. And he moved to Berlin and was a big deal in the sort of art and literature scene. And Diesseits von Eden is about his personal experience with having a small garden hut, having to get on with the slightly weird suburban crowd of Germans living sort of on the outskirts of Berlin, which sounds fun to me. They're a particular crowd, and I think Wladimir Kaminer is really good at showing people in a humorous way without making fun of them, though, which I really appreciate. No one likes a bully. So yeah, let me know which one you think I should start off with, which ones I can neglect. Maybe there were some that really disappointed you and I shouldn't bother with. I don't know. They all sound pretty promising to me. I'll hear from you soon and let you know how I got on with all the books. Have a great day and bye-bye. Tschüss.